Hey guys, it's Steph here. So in this video, I'm going to be winter sowing some seeds. So for this video, or if you're interested in doing this yourself, you're just going to need some sort of mini greenhouse. In this video, I'm just going to be using milk jugs. We go through so much milk in my house. I've been saving them. I'm only doing about 6 today. I don't need to plant a lot of seeds. I have seeds in my laundry room. I have seeds in my greenhouse. So now that I've run out of space, I'm going to be doing some winter sowing. You just can't have enough seeds. What winter sowing is, you're just starting seeds outdoor. It's super easy, it's cheap, all of us can do it. For me this year, I think I'm leaning towards this method just because my life keeps getting busier. I have a lot of kids, I'm going on vacation, and this way I really don't have to worry about asking for help. I have some seedlings growing right now indoors, and it's been stressing me out trying to figure out how I'm gonna take care of them while I'm gone. That means I have to ask for help. I'm not really that good at asking for help. I'm honestly losing a little bit of sleep trying to figure that all out. So with these, it's just, I don't have to worry about it. It's just really a lot easier. So I'm just creating some miniature greenhouses with these milk jugs, something that's transparent. There are so many things out there you can use. I just find that these are awesome. So the materials you need are potting soil. Just use an all-purpose potting soil that's high quality. Never use your garden soil. That stuff's just way too dense and thick, and it just won't drain as well. First thing I did with these milk jug containers is I made sure I had about 4 inches in depth to put this potting soil in. I cut it around, and I really like using milk jugs because you can use their little lever, open and close. And then I just made sure that soil was nice and moist. And that is about it. Oh, make sure that you put holes in the bottom for drainage. So I just used a drill and driver. That was really effective. I read online, someone said they heated up a screwdriver. That did not work for me. So I pretty much use a drill and driver for everything when it comes to making holes. And then you're gonna also need some duct tape because I'm gonna need to tape this closed. Then you need some sort of hole on top. If you don't add the hole on the top, the moisture can't come in and it's just gonna dry out. So milk jugs are perfect that way. I just take off the lids and then I'm good to go. So this really is so easy. I'm not gonna overcomplicate this video. Okay, let's talk about when you are supposed to winter sow. So if you're in a zone 1 through 7, are any of you guys out in a zone 1? I have yet to meet anybody that is that cold. Does that even exist? Anyway, I'm starting to think, I've never heard of it. Does it actually exist? But 1 through 7, you kind of want to start January through March. So the key thing with winter sowing is they just want to be exposed to the freezing temperatures. They want to go through cold stratification, which basically means a lot of these seeds need the cold in order to germinate. And if you're a zone 8 plus, you typically want to start in September through February. So I am starting right now. Mid-February is a really good time for me. I'm going to be getting freezing temperatures for at least another 2 months. And then as the weather starts to warm up, the seeds that you're putting into these containers will start to germinate, and they'll just kind of do it naturally as nature starts to do its thing, which is awesome. So the germination times vary. Seeds will take their own time. They have a mind of their own. And it's really that easy. So I'm really excited to show you what I'm going to be planting. So let's talk about the different types of seeds that you can plant. So the possibilities are quite endless when it comes to winter sowing. There's so many different varieties out there. Some of the general guidelines is that you want to plant your cold hardy vegetables, cold hardy annuals, perennials, and biennials. So if you're at the store and you're looking at packets, if it says direct sow in fall or direct sow in the ground, or if it says a perennial, you're pretty much good to go and you can winter sow those seeds. They might also say cold stratification, which basically means that these seeds need the cold in order to germinate. So that's also another good indicator. Okay, before I talk about the different flowers that I'm going to be planting, I just wanted to name a few of the biggest benefits for winter sowing. The first huge benefit is you don't have to harden them off. They've already been exposed to these outside temperatures. They're really strong. They're already hardy. With your indoor plants, they're very tender. So then you have to bring them outside for a few hours, let them acclimate to those outside elements, and then bring them back inside. And that can be really annoying. Another huge benefit is you don't have to worry about dampening off. That can happen quite easily indoors. They get too much moisture, get root rot and diseases, and just they shrivel up and die. So many awesome reasons why you should winter sow. Okay, let's talk about what I am planting today. I was gonna do some cold hardy vegetables like cilantro and broccoli, snap peas, which I love. Those are one of my favorite things in the garden when early spring comes. But I'm gonna go ahead and let my husband do that. He's kind of in charge of all the vegetables and I don't want him to feel like I'm taking over. So I'm just gonna stick with flowers today. I'm gonna be growing foxglove. So this is a biennial, it's very cold hardy. I tried growing these in the greenhouse and I failed miserably. So I love these. I have a plan to put them in with all of my peonies that I planted this last fall. There's gonna be a lot of empty space until those mature in about 3 to 4 years. So this will be perfect. And I also love planting foxglove because they will kind of self-sow and you'll get new ones every single year. This is another one of those that kind of behaves like a biennial but will self-sow. So I'm actually gonna put these in with my roses in my cutting garden, and they're a really great cutting flower. Then I'm gonna plant this poppy black swan. This is so cool. This picture doesn't do it justice. These don't like to be transplanted. They kind of resent it, so I have to be really careful with these ones. But you can actually sprinkle these outside on your snow right now underground. So they really do love to be winter sowed. I can't remember if I mentioned, but I did pre-moisten my soil and put them in these containers because the black swan, poppy, and the foxglove, I just basically have to sprinkle them on top of this soil. They are so tiny. So if I didn't pre-moisten the soil ahead of time, it really would have settled and I probably would have lost a lot of those seeds too deep. They just want to be right on the surface. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting these into my containers. I'm going to go ahead and do the foxglove first. I like buying my foxglove from Johnny Seeds because they come pelleted so I can kind of see what I'm working with. Actually, they didn't pellet these ones, so I'm going to have a hard time seeing them. I'm going to sprinkle them, try to space them enough to where I can transplant them easier in the garden. I want to get as many of these as I possibly can, but oh man. I'm sad that they're not pelleted. Now I really have to work hard. So I have one tiny one. I'm going to go ahead and space them about 2 inches apart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start getting all of these planted. My hollyhocks I've got to plant a little bit deeper along with my Canterbury bells. But with the poppies and the foxgloves, I'm just going to keep them on the surface. Okay, I've got all of my seeds planted. I just am using some of these plastic markers for growing seeds. I got them off Amazon and I labeled them with a pencil. Or use some sort of paint pen that you can get on Amazon. I wouldn't recommend using a permanent marker. By the time spring comes, it's usually faded. Once you get your seedlings planted and you've got them marked up, make sure you do that. You will not remember by the time spring comes. You're just gonna wanna close these containers with some duct tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Is I'm just gonna go ahead and move them outside. I'm gonna put them in an area where they can get full sun and make sure the moisture can get through the tops of these holes. So don't put them under an awning or something where they're not gonna get any of that water. Then I can take a little bit of a break worrying about them, but then when the temperatures start to get a little bit warmer in early spring and it starts to get a little bit more hot in here, which it can, at that point, I will take this area right here and cut out a big hole just so there's a lot more ventilation. It's not so hot in there. And then I will check periodically. Probably for me, that's going to be a lot more often. I'll be checking often to see if anything has sprouted, but really that's not going to be happening for a few months. Once they start growing and getting really tall and they're outgrowing these containers, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the top of it. I will continue to water. At that point, you're gonna definitely need to water it more. And then once they have their true sets of leaves, about 3 of them, then I can put them into the garden. As soon as the garden is workable and the soil is moist, I can go ahead and stick them in there. I'll have to be really careful with my poppies because they don't like to be transplanted. But that's what's so nice about these winter sown seeds is they're already acclimated to the weather. They're really tough. Their survival rate is amazing. And you can kind of just put them in the ground without any worry. One last note. So our spring is really unpredictable. It can kind of warm up and then we can get a really late freeze. At that point, check your weather. You can cover it with some sort of frost fabric or blanket if that happens. So just be aware of that. But other than that, that's really all you have to do. So excited about seeing how these are gonna do this winter, and come spring, I will definitely update and show that to you. I am saving so much money by doing it this way, and I'm off to a great start. So I hope you guys like this video. I would definitely consider winter sowing. It is for all of us, the beginner gardener, the advanced gardener, for those who have tight spaces in their house or are really on a budget. This is great for you. So I hope you guys like this video, learned something new. Definitely consider subscribing and hit the like button for me if you found this video useful. Comment down below if you have any questions. I will definitely get back to you. I'm happy to help, and have a great day. We will talk to you later. Bye.